The AIADMK and the BJP. Friends turned foes, turned friends, turned foes, and maybe turned friends again. Next year is the assembly elections in Tamil Nadu. There's endless buzz on whether the two parties will be joining hands again. So what's triggered all of the speculation are these pictures from last night of AIADMK General Secretary Edappadi Palaniswami meeting with Home Minister Amit Shah in Delhi in what was seemingly the first of many such meetings, many such dialogues to seal the deal for an alliance. So we'll talk about the pros, cons, and why the parties are coming together. But first, listen to what Palaniswami had to say when asked about alliance talks. As expected, he completely denied it, claiming he met Amit Shah with a completely different agenda and says there's a long time to go for the elections. So we'll wait and see.
இல்ல இருக்குது இப்ப எலெக்ஷன் நடக்குது எலெக்ஷன் அறிவிச்சிருக்காங்க அதாவது அந்த நேரத்தில் எப்படி சூழ்நிலை ஏற்பதோ அதுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி தான் கூட்டணி மாறும் இப்போ நான் வந்து கிட்டத்தட்ட நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா அடுத்த மார்ச் தான் நடக்குது இன்னும் ஒவ்வொரு ஆண்டு இருக்குது எல்லாமே தேர்தலுக்கு நெருங்கும் போது தான் கூட்டணி அமைப்பாங்க கூட்டணி என்பது வேற கொள்கை என்பது வேற எங்களுடைய கொள்கை எப்பொழுதும் நிலையானது கூட்டணி என்பது சந்தர்ப்ப சூழ்நிலைக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி மாறும்.
So that's how the AIADMK is playing it. As for the BJP, they're essentially having the same strategy as AIADMK, keeping mum on any alliance developments, but there are still some issues to be ironed out because the AIADMK EPS in that meeting with Amit Shah has laid out a series of conditions, terms and conditions. Here's what our sources tell us about the conditions they've laid out. The AIADMK has conveyed to Amit Shah that they want to lead NDA, they want to lead the alliance in Tamil Nadu in 2026. Considering, of course, that they will be contesting the maximum number of seats, it's not surprising that that condition has come forth. The second, Sashikala, TTV, OPS, none of them will be a part of this alliance. They'll have nothing to do with it. In fact, remember that OPS was also under the NDA. Now the AIADMK has made it clear that's not something they're okay with. The third, perhaps the most crucial, EPS wants Annamalai's power in the Tamil Nadu BJP to be reduced. This is the third condition that the AIADMK has put forth to Home Minister Amit Shah. So what does that mean? Does that mean that Annamalai will be replaced as the Tamil Nadu BJP chief? When asked about this curious development and this condition reportedly that the AIADMK has put forth, Annamalai has played it cool, saying anyone can meet Home Minister Amit Shah and anyone is welcome into the NDA fold. Listen in to first what he said and then we'll decode for you why the AIADMK is baying for Annamalai's blood.
இந்தியால யாருக்கு வேண்டுமானாலும் உள்துறை அமைச்சரை சந்திப்பதற்கு அனுமதி இருக்கு. அது உள்துறை அமைச்சரும் சந்திக்கிறாங்க. ஆனா எனக்கு தமிழ்நாட்டிலிருந்து யார் அனுமதி வாங்கி இருக்காங்க எதுக்கு போய் பார்க்கறாங்கன்னு எனக்கு தெரியாதுங்க. அதிகாரப்பூர்வமாக மாநிலத்தினுடைய சட்டம் ஒழுங்கை பத்தி தமிழ்நாட்டை சார்ந்த எந்த ஒரு தலைவராக இருந்தாலும் யாராக இருந்தாலும் உள்துறை அமைச்சர்கிட்ட போய் பேசலாம், பேசிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அரசியல் ரீதியாக இந்த நேரத்துல எதையும் முடிச்சு போட்டு நீங்க கேள்வி கேட்டீங்கன்னா நான் பதில் சொல்லக்கூடிய நிலைமையில நான் இல்லைங்கய்யா. தேசிய ஜனநாயக கூட்டணியில யாரு வந்து வேண்டுமானாலும் இணையலாம், நம்ம யாரையும் வேண்டான்னு சொல்ல போறதில்லை.
So why has Annamalai been singled out by the AIADMK? Why is EPS putting forth one of these issues as the condition for the alliance? We have to go back to 2023 when the BJP and AIADMK were in an alliance. Annamalai then made a comment about former Chief Minister Jayalalithaa, or Amma as she was fondly known, about the corruption that she was involved in, the corruption cases against her. The AIADMK didn't like that, miffed over that issue. They sought an apology, then passed a resolution against Annamalai, followed it up with a complaint to the BJP High Command. Then too, the AIADMK sought Annamalai's removal as Tamil Nadu BJP chief. The request, however, was shot down and rejected by the BJP, which led to ties falling through and both parties going solo in the general elections in 2024. So let's explain to you all that happened in that entire timeline. It started, in fact, in 2022, May 2022, which is when the AIADMK first started criticizing the BJP, saying that the BJP was expanding at the expense of EPS, suggesting that the BJP was trying to eat into the AIADMK voter base. Now, soon after that, the AIADMK also in a poster said NDPA instead of NDA. This was in the E-Road by-poll. So that also triggered a huge controversy. So you had the AIADMK kind of poking at the BJP on several issues. And then in March is when everything blew up because of Annamalai's comment on Jayalalithaa. The AIADMK very openly condemned it and even passed a resolution against him. But that's not all. Annamalai didn't hold back. After that, he accused the AIADMK of poaching BJP functionaries. So essentially, at this point, it became so bitter that the AIADMK and BJP were publicly exchanging barbs, accusing the other party, their own ally, of stealing their functionaries, stealing their workers, stealing their vote base. Annamalai's corrupt remark about Jayalalithaa sparked a huge controversy, so much so that in June, the AIADMK passed a resolution against him and condemned his comment on Jayalalithaa. Now, after that, there were multiple meetings that took place in Delhi, again between EPS-Amit Shah and several senior leaders. None of it really yielded any result or any breakthrough. So in September 2023, it was formal with AIADMK announcing that they are leaving the NDA, declaring that BJP is no longer an ally, which is why in the 2024 general elections, both parties didn't fight it out together. Let's bring in Pramod Mahadev. He's joining us live from Chennai with more details on this. Pramod, let's just focus really on the condition that the AIADMK has put forth. We've explained why the AIADMK is targeting Annamalai, but is it something that the BJP will be willing to do, considering that right now he is the face for the Tamil Nadu BJP?
Well, one thing is very certain. In the state of Tamil Nadu, BJP needs NDA and AIADMK, and that is what is very clear with what this meeting has occurred. Because until now, EPS did not go to Delhi after what the kind of fallout between the state BJP president and himself. And all this while he was saying that there's not going to be any kind of alliance with BJP. The people he was omitting were OPS, Shashikala, TTV Dinakaran and Annamalai's BJP. But what happened right now is that it looks like a change of heart. Even yesterday when he went to Delhi, he simply said that he's going over there just to see the AIADMK new office that was built, and today morning he comes and says that they kind of had an appointment, so he went over there to see the Home Minister and to talk about the law and order situation over there. But the meeting was for nearly 45 minutes, and this is where the expected question about the alliance was put forward, and now EPS's answers have completely turned. He says alliance talks will only happen when the election comes closer, and the second point is that he says that in politics, alliance keeps changing with time and situation, but the ideology remains the same. So it seems like a saving face over there, but however, our sources are very clear. EPS either wants, the crucial point he mentioned, he either wants Annamalai to be removed or Annamalai's position to be reduced, his power, or Annamalai has only chance of being a frenemy with EPS Akshita.
Now, we'll see how that plays out. You know, this is a tough decision for the BJP to take. So it's not really clear at this point on whether the alliance will come through or not. But it's the first step among many, I'm sure, in the coming months to kind of cement these talks and ties. Pramod, just stay on with me. What are the kind of reactions that are coming in really in the Tamil Nadu political spectrum with this meeting having taken place between Amit Shah and EPS? Let's get you those reactions.
Whatever way that you're perceiving the meeting, okay? As a BJP functionary, I cannot comment on that. And since the meeting is happening with the various leaders, with the various political parties, with our Honorable Home Minister, so whatever the information that the party has to give to the media, definitely they would give.
Palaniswami and the company is going to merge with BJP. They instead of having an alliance, they should merge with BJP itself. They had surrendered their self-respect to before Amit Shah, and we all know that the media, they can keep on denying it, but the truth is that the ADMK is going to be routed in Tamil Nadu because of they are going to align or merge with the party which is against Tamil Nadu's interest, that is BJP.
If the leader wants to meet them for a people's issue, he could have said it in the airport itself. But he said that he's going to visit the new party office and he have no agenda of meeting the Home Minister. And the evening he met the Home Minister. Here's something is cooking and people are aware of it and the media is aware of it and you can't skip it.
The issue of the people means election. That's all. For that purpose here, they have got, I know. This is their mind.
So you are saying that alliance is going to happen, but they are not revealing it now.
No, they will definitely join.
So will this alliance, if it happens, of course, between the BJP and AIADMK actually work in Tamil Nadu? For the AIADMK and for the BJP individually, for these parties, let's break down the good and bad of a tie-up. Starting off with the AIADMK, what are really the pros, the advantages of a tie-up versus the cons? Well, for starters, for the AIADMK, they will get the national resource backing that comes in, of course, with a party like the Bharatiya Janata Party, which makes a big difference during elections, during an election season. But having said that, the con also is the loss of a regional identity, backlash from Dravidian party backers, especially because the BJP has a tag of being an outsider party. So that could dent them. But also, as far as pros go for the AIADMK, you're looking at an expanded voter base, because even the backing that the BJP has in Tamil Nadu will then come over to, in fact, the AIADMK as well. A question of really consolidation. But also on delimitation, the AIADMK, remember, has attended the all-party meeting, made their stand very clear, which is in line with what the DMK says. So it's a direct confrontation on that issue with the central government, with the BJP. This dents AIADMK's fight on issues like delimitation. And we'll talk about more issues like that as well. The other advantage for the AIADMK is that with this kind of an alliance, it also means that in Delhi, they can to some extent call the shots. It will give them some bargaining power to be a part of an NDA, which is a strong national alliance. So that is an aspect that the AIADMK will definitely consider. But another issue with being part of a national alliance is that a Tamil Nadu-centric issue like a two-language policy, which the AIADMK again made very clear their stand that they're against imposition of Hindi, that they want only a two-language policy, not a three-language policy, is in direct contradiction, direct contrast to what the BJP has said. So to find a middle line on these issues will be very, very hard for the AIADMK. Now, the biggest advantage really of any sort of alliance is that you're bringing forth a united front to take on the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. So it will be AIADMK, BJP. They'll be looking at, of course, bringing in more parties as well. Let's move on to the next details also on this about the big advantage for the AIADMK and really for the entire alliance if they come together, because they're coming together, consolidating their vote banks and ensuring that they put up a united front to take on the DMK. But there could be a rift within the AIADMK if they choose to go ahead with this alliance. It's been a divided issue within the AIADMK. So if that alliance goes through, there are many AIADMK leaders who are not for this alliance as well. So we'll see whether that will rock the AIADMK boat. Let's talk about the BJP now. Advantage very clear. The AIADMK has a very, very strong ground presence. They are still considered the #2 party in Tamil Nadu. And so they can use that. The BJP can use that to kind of spread their own saffron wave as well. But having said that, because of the AIADMK's strong presence, you could also see them being overshadowed. The fact that AIADMK has put forth one of the conditions for the 2026 elections, if this alliance were to happen, is that they are the face of the alliance. It will be AIADMK-led NDA in Tamil Nadu. So that will mean that the BJP is overshadowed in a sense. And so any aspects of them looking to grow in Tamil Nadu individually on their own feet, on their party status, is going to be hard. Then there is also the fact that for the BJP, the outside attack that I was referring to, which could be a disadvantage for the AIADMK, is an advantage for the BJP, because that entire narrative can now be fought off, can be pushed off and warded off, because you're tying up with a regional party, you're tying up with a Dravidian party like the AIADMK. But at the same time, the BJP's biggest driving force in Tamil Nadu has been corruption, corruption, corruption repeatedly. AIADMK leaders are accused of corruption. So then they can no longer go forward with that attack. It kind of dents the narrative that they've been working on for the last many years before the election. So they'll be accused of being hypocrites for their corruption attacks. They can no longer continue to do that. And that's a huge dent on really the campaign they've been taking forward. Now, also the AIADMK's vast voter base in Tamil Nadu is something that the BJP also gets to tap into with, in fact, a tie-up. And again, like I said, they will be looking at maybe spreading their own wings by going ahead and using the AIADMK factor. Having said that, at this point, much like the AIADMK, there's a difference in opinion within the BJP also over this alliance on whether they should go ahead with this alliance or not. And also on the fact that there are so many vast issues that they differ on, that becomes a challenge too. Another pro for both the BJP and the AIADMK is that individually to take on the DMK, it's a challenge. Together, they stand a better chance because they're consolidating their vote basis. But the condition that the AIADMK has put forth of sidelining Annamalai, it's a challenge for the BJP, because for the last many years, he's become synonymous with the BJP in Tamil Nadu. He is the most recognized face for the party in Tamil Nadu. And many believe that the High Command has been grooming him to kind of take on a leadership role, and a larger one in Tamil Nadu as well. That will be hit. And so they will perhaps have to go back to the drawing board to find another leader if the AIADMK has their way. So let's talk about really the history of the alliance between the BJP and the AIADMK. Looking at all these pros and cons, these two parties have been together, have fought together many, many elections dating back to the 1990s. In 1998, the AIADMK joined the Vajpayee government. This was, of course, under the leadership of CM Jayalalithaa. But then right at the beginning of 1999, Jayalalithaa dumped the BJP, leading to the government falling. What was this over? Essentially, Jayalalithaa had a number of corruption charges against her. Reportedly, there were parleys with the central government to ensure these cases were dropped. Vajpayee refused, so Jayalalithaa left, dumping the BJP. The government fell as a result. The AIADMK immediately sent across feelers to the Congress, to Sonia Gandhi. So they joined hands. The BJP, interestingly, joined hands with Kalaignar Karunanidhi, with the DMK. This was in 1999. And then 5 years later is when again the AIADMK and BJP joined hands again in 2004. But they failed really to perform any magic in Tamil Nadu. So it was clear there were differences between the AIADMK and BJP. Why do I say that? Because in 2004, right after that election, immediately the BJP made an announcement. It was Venkaiah Naidu who made that announcement, saying that there is no alliance going forward with the AIADMK, that this was an election alliance and nothing more. Now, after that, we haven't really seen any development really. But in 2016, the AIADMK, and this is after Jayalalitha's demise, that's the first time that you've seen the AIADMK and BJP again kind of patch up, come together. And since then, they have been kind of friends, foes and whatnot. 2019, the AIADMK and BJP fought together for the general elections. And then again in the state elections in 2021, the AIADMK and BJP fought the elections together. They were defeated, of course, by the DMK. But it was in 2023 that this friendship kind of got rocked, with the AIADMK calling off the alliance with the BJP, like I said, over clear internal conflict about whether this alliance should continue or not. So this is a timeline from the 1990s to now of where the relationship between the AIADMK and the BJP stands. Let's get you breaking news coming in. So the suspense continues over whether we're going to see an AIADMK-BJP alliance. AIADMK General Secretary Edappadi Palaniswami, who's touched down in Chennai, has continued to maintain that, look, there are always changes in politics. And he said it's too early to say whether an alliance will happen, because he says the elections are next year. Only next year, a few months before that, will there be any announcement. For now, he maintains that you can't decide or make any concrete announcement right now because things keep changing in politics. And many would look at that as an indication that he no longer holds a grudge against the BJP.
இப்ப திமுக இருக்கிற கட்சியெல்லாம் நிலையா இருக்குதா, இருக்க போகுதா? அரசியல் சூழ்நிலைக்கு தக்கவாறு மாற்றங்கள் இருக்கும். அது இப்ப எப்படி சொல்ல முடியும்? 2019 தேர்தல் எந்த நேரத்தில் நாங்க கூட்டணி அறிவிச்சோம்? அதாவது பிப்ரவரி மாசம் தான் அறிவிச்சோம். தேர்தல் வருகின்ற பொழுதுதான் கூட்டணி கட்சி குறித்து ஒத்த கருத்துடைய கட்சியோட பேசி முடிவு செய்யப்படும். இப்ப கூட்டணி இருக்குதா இல்லையான்னு கேட்டா நாங்க எப்படி பதில் சொல்ல?
So bringing back Pramod Mahadev on this. Pramod, first reaction from the AIADMK delegation and Edappadi Palaniswami as he touched down in Chennai, essentially reiterating the same message, claiming that there was no talk on alliance, but at the same time giving that small leeway for speculation, because he says that, you know, nothing is forever in politics.
Well, Akshita, one thing is very clear. He does not want to confidently say that there will not be any kind of alliance with BJP anymore. This was not the stance last year or the year before for EPS. And the very important aspect here is that his body language, he seems to be extremely energetic after the Delhi trip, and he seems to be really happy. So there seems to have something that he had wanted, he had acquired by that. But he's very clear, alliance is something that is based on time and situation. in politics, and he very clearly mentions that only ideology remains constant. So that way, he's keeping all the doors open, but he's also saying they're like, by next year they'd come to know. Through sources, we already know that what has happened inside, and it's very clear indication that what Edappadi wanted, he has got, and the result we might see in probably 10 days or so, Akshita.
All right. Thanks very much, Pramod, for joining us with those details. The next 2-3 weeks will be crucial to really see which way this goes, whether the AIADMK and BJP will successfully work out some sort of truce formula for an alliance. Let's get you the latest updates on the investigation into Justice Yashwant Verma. Remember, it was at his residence that those piles of cash were found. A 3-judge panel is investigating this case. It involves a Delhi High Court judge as well. Now, the Delhi Fire Department chief is set to be questioned by the probe panel, and the Delhi police also reached the spot, sealing off the crime spot. The Supreme Court has assured that a petition for registering an FIR against Justice Verma will be listed following due process. And this happens even as the Allahabad High Court lawyers are on an indefinite strike because they're saying we won't allow Justice Verma to be brought back to his parent court, the Allahabad High Court. Meanwhile, interestingly, in political circles, what's happening? Vice President, Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar stated that the executive, legislature and judiciary are not pitted against each other and must function in tandem with checks and balances. JP Nadda, who is the leader of the House of the Rajya Sabha, also met with the Congress Rajya Sabha whip, Jairam Ramesh, and the Congress will reportedly hold an internal meet. This sparking speculation that there's an attempt again by the government to make a push for the NJAC, the National Judicial Appointments Commission.
Honorable members, I need to indicate to the House that we yesterday had a very fruitful interaction on the issue that is agitating minds of the public. There was gracious presence of leaders of political parties, including leader of the House and leader of the opposition. Without going into the details, the deliberations were consensual, reflecting cooperation, concern, and the issue is not between institutions inter se. It is not that executive, legislature or judiciary are pitted against each other. All the institutions in the country have to function in tandem, in togetherness, and also there are checks and balances which are well meant. It has been given by both leader of the House and leader of the opposition that after having wider consultations amongst all concerned in their respective parties and otherwise, they would come to the chairman for further deliberations. That was the conclusion after both leader of the House and leader of the opposition had shared their thoughts along with others.
So are we going to see a revival of an attempt to bring about NJAC and replace the Supreme Court Collegium? It was very, very close about 10 years ago that it almost became a reality. So let's run you through what happened then. August 2014 is when a constitutional amendment was passed by Parliament, the 99th constitutional amendment. This was needed to bring in the NJAC. It was in fact ratified by 16 state legislatures of India as well. And this was needed because of the fact that you're looking at a constitutional amendment. So this kind of consensus of not just Parliament, but state assemblies was necessary. All of it came through and it happened. And then you had then President Pranab Mukherjee giving a nod for this constitutional amendment. It happened in December. Now, soon after that, the NJAC Act, the constitutional amendment, all of it came into effect in April 13th of 2015. But then several pleas were filed in the Supreme Court against the NJAC Act. And that's what happened soon after. In October of 2015, the Supreme Court went ahead and struck down the NJAC Act, upholding the collegium system. And this was with a whopping 4:1 majority verdict 4 judges on that bench were for, in fact, going ahead and maintaining the collegium system, removing the NJAC Act, because they said that this will ensure, the collegium system ensures independence of the judiciary. Now, several times you've had, in fact, Vice President Rajya Sabha Chair Jagdeep Dhankar speaking about what's been happening with the cash haul issue in Parliament. He also spoke on NJAC yesterday, saying it was the right time to bring this legislation back. Listen it.
2015 में एक राय से एक कानूनी व्यवस्था बनाई थी, and that constitutional structure that emanated unanimously with one abstention from the Parliament, endorsed by state legislatures, should be rule of law, because it was sanctified by the Honorable President by appending her signatures under Article 111. Now is the befitting occasion for all of us to reiterate that, because that was a visionary step endorsed by Parliament. And imagine if that had taken place, things would have been different.
Okay, let's move on to the other big update that came in from Parliament. Rahul Gandhi, leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, crying foul, saying he's not being allowed to speak in the Lok Sabha. Rahul Gandhi launched a scathing attack at Speaker Om Birla, alleging that he was simply not being allowed to speak in the House, and that the opposition had no voice whatsoever. This because he says that several issues he wanted to speak in the House, but he wasn't given a chance to. And so Rahul Gandhi is accusing the centre of giving no place to the opposition. Now, during the proceedings of the House, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla claimed that the conduct of certain members was not up to the standards of the House. And then he asked Leader of Opposition Rahul Gandhi to behave according to the rules in the rule book. So you're seeing this showdown between the Speaker and Leader of Opposition.
माननीय सदस्यगण, आप सबसे अपेक्षा की जाती है कि आप सदन में सदन की मर्यादा और शालीनता के उच्च मापदंडों को बनाए रखें। सदन में मेरे संज्ञान में ऐसी कई घटनाएं हैं जब माननीय सदस्यों के आसन सदन की उच्च परंपराओं मापदंडों के अनुरूप नहीं है। इस सदन में पिता पुत्री माँ बेटी पति पत्नी सदस्य रहें। इस परिप्रेक्ष्य में मेरा नेता परिपक्ष से अपेक्षा है कि लोकसभा प्रक्रिया कान संचालन नियम 349 के वर्णित सभा में पालनीय नियमों के अनुरूप सदन में आचरण व्यवहार करें, जो सदन की मर्यादा और प्रतिष्ठा के अनुरूप रहना चाहिए। मैं पुनः आग्रह करता हूं, इस सदन में विशेष रूप से प्रतिपक्ष के नेता से तो ये अपेक्षा की जाती है कि वो आचरण रखें। सदन की कार्रवाई 2 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती है।
लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन को एक कन्वेंशन है कि बोलने दिया जाता है। जब भी मैं खड़ा होता हूँ मुझे बोलने नहीं दिया जाता, ठीक है? तो पता नहीं मतलब ये किस प्रकार से हाउस चल रहा है। जो हम कहना चाहते हैं हमें कहने नहीं देते।
बार बार हम ये देख रहे हैं कि सदन के अंदर ऐसा एक माहौल आ जाता है कि सरकार के अगर कोई मंत्री हो, भाजपा के कोई विशेष सांसद हो, वो बस खड़े हो जाएं और उनका माइक चालू हो जाता है। वो बस खड़े हो जाएं और उनके लिए सारे नियम, सारे रूल बुक परे कर कर उनको जो अपनी राजनीतिक रोटी सेकनी है, जो उनको राजनीतिक आरोप लगाना है, उनको बोलने का अवसर मिलता है, खुली छूट मिलती है। एलओपी जब आते हैं, अपने पैर पे खड़े होते हैं, उनको बोलने का अवसर नहीं मिलता।
ये पहली बार नहीं है, इसके पहले भी जब बोलने की कोशिश कर रहे थे वो प्रधानमंत्री जी जब बात कर रहे थे, उसके बाद लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन को बोलना था, ऐसा लोगों का मानना था कि उनको बोलने दिया जाए, लेकिन उस वक्त भी बोलने नहीं दिया गया और आज भी नहीं बोलने दिया गया है। ये बहुत ही, मैं कहूँगा कि शर्मनाक है, ये गलत है, निंदनीय है। मैं स्पीकर साहब की बहुत इज्जत करता हूँ, लेकिन पता नहीं क्या दबाव या क्या दिखाई पड़ता है, क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है, हमको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है। लेकिन ये कब तक करेंगे आप, कब तक रोकेंगे?
Okay, let's get you the updates coming in on the Mahadev betting app scam, which is haunting former Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel. The CBI is, in fact, raiding the former Chief Minister's Raipur and Bhilai residences in connection with the betting scam. The raids kicked off early this morning. The Enforcement Directorate, remember, had accused Baghel of money laundering in the case last year. And there are serious allegations against the former Chhattisgarh Chief Minister. Baghel claims the probe agency turned up at his residence ahead of a scheduled visit to Delhi for a crucial Congress meeting. So he's cried foul. He says this is a political conspiracy to stop him from attending these crucial meetings. Now, as far as the charges against Bhupesh Baghel goes, those details on your screens. In 2024, the Enforcement Directorate, in its remand note, said that the betting app, the Mahadev betting app promoters paid over 500 crore rupees to Baghel, and a cash courier was delivered to Baghel in regular payments. And this exchange allegedly happened before the elections in Chhattisgarh. So the money was being used to fund poll expenses. This, the ED says, is based on what an accused, who was a cash courier in this case, actually has confessed to the Enforcement Directorate. And it's based on his claim that the ED has submitted this remand note. Of course, all of these allegations have also been shot down by Baghel.
A new twist in the entire investigation that is underway at Bhupesh Baghel's residence. Now the entire vehicle fleet of Bhupesh Baghel is being checked by the CBI officials. You see a series of vehicles lined up outside Bhupesh Baghel's Durg residence are being thoroughly checked by the CBI officials. And remember, this is the CBI investigation that has been underway since morning at several locations here in Chhattisgarh. In fact, Central Bureau of Investigation also released its statement, which said that these investigations are underway at 60 different locations, including Bhopal, Chhattisgarh, Kolkata and Delhi, at all the premises linked to politicians, senior police officials, senior bureaucrats, and also the key functionaries of Mahadev book scam. Remember, this entire scam was also at the epicenter, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself was directly targeting the former Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel during all his rallies on the onset of the Chhattisgarh 2023 elections. But right now, in the visuals, what you're witnessing is after thoroughly checking his residence since morning, and also asking several family members, inquiring from several family members. There are these vehicles now that are being checked thoroughly. These are 7 vehicles, 6 SUVs and 1 sedan. They are being checked by the senior CBI officials. In fact, a lot of data was collected, and the CBI officials want to check whether these vehicles were used to provide the money to provide the illicit money to all the beneficiaries who were part of the alleged Mahadev book scam. Remember, it's a 6,000 word scam that has been ongoing, and in August 2024, the entire investigation was in fact given and handed over to Central Bureau of Investigation. ED had been investigating this whole matter. However, now with the involvement of CBI, this whole case has now taken a new turn. This is certainly very, very controversial for the Congress, and a bitter morning for all the congressmen, because Bhupesh Baghel also took to social media platform X, and he said it is a political vendetta. In fact, he was about to leave for Delhi for a very crucial meet in Delhi of the ACCI, which was about to take place in the first week of April, and him recently being promoted as the senior leader and also as the General Secretary and Punjab in charge. It was very crucial for him to attend that meeting. However, with these investigations on the way, it is doubtful whether he will be there or not. But what we are also picking up is that T.S. Singh, they've also echoed the same sentiment and said that it is always a political vendetta against the senior Congress leaders to defame them completely. This is Rajapan for India Today with video journalist Raghavendra Pandey from Raipur, Chhattisgarh.
किसी एक व्यक्ति के घर जांच नहीं हो रही है। सीबीआई पहुंची है 50 अलग-अलग ठिकानों पर, जिसमें कई अधिकारी हैं और कुछ एक राजनेता हैं, और इसलिए इसको राजनीति से जोड़ना ये उचित नहीं है। और कांग्रेस जब भी इस तरह की कोई कार्रवाई होती है उसको राजनीति से ही जोड़ती है।
ये साफ दिख रहा है भारतीय जनता पार्टी की झुंझलाहट दिख रही है। इसके पहले ईडी को भेजा उन्होंने, सीबीआई ने एक मामले में उनके खिलाफ अदालत में मुकदमा दायर किया था, जिसे अदालत ने चलने लायक नहीं समझा। अब झुंझलाहट में फिर से सीबीआई को भेजा गया है। भूपेश बघेल जी के निवास में, भिलाई निवास, रायपुर निवास में सीबीआई आई है। अभी तक ये स्पष्ट नहीं हुआ क्यों आई है, लेकिन ये तो साफ है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी के इशारे पे केंद्र सरकार के झुंझलाहट से ये सीबीआई आई है।
Big breaking news coming in from Karnataka. The BJP cracking the whip on MLA Basanagouda Patil Yatnal for anti-party activities. He's been suspended for 6 years, and this is because Yatnal has repeatedly taken on BS Yediyurappa and taken on the family, including Karnataka BJP chief B.Y. Vijendra. And now, because of the same disciplinary action being taken by the BJP against Yatnal, he's been expelled from the party. He's been accused of repeated violations of the party discipline. Why? Because Yatnal in the last many months has publicly taken on Yediyurappa, accusing him of being infatuated with ensuring that his son has powers and saying that Yediyurappa doesn't care about the party, he only cares about his own family. He said Vijendra is close to DK Shiv Kumar, and it's over these kind of comments and the fact that despite multiple notices, Yatnal never stopped making these kind of comments, that now he's been expelled for 6 years with immediate effect. Now Yatnal has also reacted to this, where in fact he's dismissed it, remaining defiant, saying, I will continue to do what I do. And even at this point, continues to mock Yediyurappa. So Yatnal in that statement saying everyone from Yediyurappa's family has to come. Sons, grandsons, even bring their house dogs and puppies. What more is left to say? This is the reward for working hard. This is the kind of statement, Sagai, that Yatnal is making right now after being expelled from the party. Clearly at this point, not repentant, remaining defiant.
Absolutely, he is one of the motor mouth when it comes to the BJP party, and this is not something new even for the party members as well as the people who know him very well. He has made these kind of controversial statements. Despite on 10th of February there was a show cause notice which was being issued to Basanagouda Patil Yatnal, he continued to make a statement against BS Yediyurappa, against state BJP president as well as other party members from past few days, and it was an expected line that the party might take some kind of disciplinary action, and now they have suspended him for next 6 years. He is not supposed to hold any kind of position within the office, and even the primary membership is being expelled for 6 years.
What's prompted this kind of action, Sagai? Yatnal, yes, has been a very vocal critic of Yediyurappa, but is this an attempt by the BJP to kind of quell factionalism within the Karnataka BJP unit?
Absolutely, it's an open secret that there was a factionism within the Karnataka BJP unit, and even if you notice that Yatnal's statement was a major drawback or a setback for the BJP in 2023 election, and he was one of those persons who was responsible for BJP to lose a huge number of seats in the North Karnataka region, because he has openly spoke against the party, stating that there's a huge corruption charges in the BJP party, and he has also slammed BS Yediyurappa when he was a chief minister. And despite there were warnings which was been issued stating that whatever the problem, whatever the grievances, whatever the complaint that he had to raise, he should raise within the four walls of the party. But still, he made public statements, and despite those warnings, he continued to make those statements attacking BS Yediyurappa and family members, and as well as the corruption charges against them. Now it has hurt the party in the 2023 election, and despite that, he has not learnt any lessons. He continued to bash BS Yediyurappa's family, and now again, even if you see the latest soundbite which he spoke in Delhi, he says that all his family members, including dogs, will also come. Yeah. But this is what the reward that he is getting, just being a hard-working party worker.
It's because of perhaps that kind of a reaction that the BJP has decided to take this disciplinary action, because Yatnal has refused to, step back. He's defiant, brazening it out, saying he will continue to target Yediyurappa. Clear, evident in the reaction that he's given now, saying even Yediyurappa's dogs in his house will continue to go forward, but those who work hard will be punished in this manner. Thanks very much, Sagai, for joining us with those details. Okay, let's talk about a news that came in from Kerala that's got everyone talking right now. Malayalam superstar Mohanlal recently had visited Sabrimala, and there were videos of that went viral as well. During his visit to Sabrimala, he also sought a darshan for, in fact, his family, for his friends. One name stood out there, and the receipt really that he'd taken in South Indian temples, you give the name as well as the star of a person who you want the puja to be offered for, whose good health and wishes you hope for. And so that is given as a receipt. That receipt was leaked, in which Mammootty's name was written, the other big superstar of the Malayalam film industry. This snowballed into a controversy, and you wonder why? Well, some influencers started questioning Mammootty, saying, you're a Muslim, why are you seeking the blessings of Lord Ayyappa via Mohanlal? And so this became a controversy, needless to say the least. The influencer, after a whole lot of outrage, also backtracked, went ahead and deleted his post. But superstar Mohanlal had a thing or two to say about this entire controversy. First, questioning how this receipt was leaked in the first place, and second, saying, what's wrong with me going ahead and praying for my long-time friend? Mohanlal and Mammootty are known, of course, to share a very, very close brotherly bond.
Now, about to indeed we did a puja. There was some board somebody leaked that receipt to the press. It's all very personal. உங்களுக்காக ஒரு ஆள் ப்ரே பண்ணுறது ஐ ஷுட் யூ டெல் என்னோட ஃப்ரெண்ட் அவர் என்னோட ஒரு பிரதர் ஸோ இட்ஸ் நத்திங் ராங்.
All right, with that, I'm wrapping up this edition of Super 6.